Welcome to Music Media Review, the weekly podcast critiquing modern music and media headlines. I'm Jess. This unique episode will mix retro and current music about the same artist. Country superstar Shania Twain has her 7th album out, Little Miss Twain. Never self-pitying past hardships, she privately noted thoughts as time went on that made her realize it's enough to fill an album. Answering popular question, why now, Shania honestly felt ready, freeing aloud to move forward positively. She's an inspiration for so many, creatively writing her own music over 30 years commercially, almost 40 personally. Tying in new tracks with favorite hits, I made a top 10 piecing everything together with songs I recommend. Following the playlist I attached, let's go, girls and boys, on Music Media Review. Number 10, Giddy Up. Country branding keeps climbing in the 2020s. There are so many Western TV shows forming on streaming platforms. Traditional twang and folk music are converging multi-generational fans. I can't get over the allure, and discovered social media helped attract interest during lockdown. Musicians turned to the internet singing to whomever listened, developed dance challenges, and preview upcoming songs because they couldn't promote it live or at public populated venues. Countless singers constructed their own modern country twists. Last time Shania Twain jumped on the bandwagon was 2023. Giddy Up reinterpreted this infamous Western phrase in a worldwide dance craze. Users loved reenacting the line dancing moves from the music video, triggering pop-up lesson events. I'd give it a try with a lot of practice. Saying the up, giddy up, giddy, giddy, giddy up's a fun catchphrase grasping the identity. Shania plays a mechanic in the video, off-screen singing the song as people break into choreography at a diner, supermarket, bar, laundromat, and the auto shop she works at. Introducing her to a modern audience, she played Queen of Me Tour globally, a 2024 Vegas residency, and hosted People's Choice Country Awards' second year. Back in May, I learned about Little Miss Twain's release date when Shania hosted the ACM Awards. Horse riding is a favorite pastime suiting her full cowgirl persona, unwinding on Little Miss Twain's track, That's the Money. Off 6th album, Queen of Me, Giddy Up charted number 70 in Canada, number 43 Canada Country, number 36 U.S. Digital Songs, number 13 Country Digital Songs, and number 10 Adult Contemporary. Number 9, Life's About to Get Good. Eileen Regina Edwards was born August 28, 1965, in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Birth father Clarence walked out 2 years later, but an extended family grew pretty quick following that. Sharon remarried Jerry Twain, gave birth to their son Mark, and adopted Jerry's orphan nephew, Daryl. Legally adopting 3 stepdaughters under Twain's surname, the pressure of a full house made Jerry domestically abusive. Eileen, future name Shania, would try cheering everybody up singing music, hoping it would help make ends meet. Sharon chaperoned her youngest daughter to sing at bars, teenage gigs, and help out Jerry's forestry business. Making rounds in the mid-'80s after graduation, fame and fortune suddenly took a devastating halt. On November 1st, 1987, Jerry and Sharon were in a car accident and didn't survive. According to Press Association, the cause was a head-on collision with a lorry bus. Next of kin, Eileen returned back to Tibbins, Canada, moving half-brother Mark and step-cousin Daryl with her to Ontario. Until both boys were old enough to care themselves, Shania's music career swept good karma in the mid-90s. Tributing Jerry's Native American descent, Shania's Ojibwe translation is On My Way, and a performer she happened to see just as she was about to get signed. Mercury Natural Records released her self-titled debut album, Shania Twain, in 1993. Given the timing, she couldn't help thinking her parents was good karma from up above. Never mentioning what she went through until now, Little Miss Twain broke the silence. The title track features Tanyatucker remembering her mother idolizing the music she was putting out at a young age herself, choosing Little Miss Twain as her stage name. I wasn't aware of Tanya until 2019's Bring My Flowers Now, which won Best Country Song at the Grammys. She's on my list of retro country singers to explore in the future. Northern Town relives Northern Canadian upbringings, getting Dairy Queen with her parents, hearing the trains coming through, missing the family memories. Sidetracking to number 9's countdown pick, Life's About to Get Good's an enlightening refresh, preaching the ups and downs experienced. Life's about joy. Life's about pain. It's all about forgiving and the will to walk away. I'm ready to be loved and love the way I should. Life's about to get good. Although these lyrics pertain another heartbreak I'll get to later, joy and pain's word connect me to Shania's early career days and mourning the time losing her parents. On fifth album, Now, Life's About to Get Good charted number 70 in Canada, number 33 Hot Country Songs, number 26 Canada Country, and number 12 Adult Contemporary in 2017. CMT heavily promoted the music video showing Shania waking up in a hotel room and the walls opening up to paradise, breaking up a 15-year hiatus. Number 8, From This Moment On. In the 2 songs I've ranked so far, I've credited adult contemporary charts for its successes. 90s country crossed over many audiences in this blossoming radio format, introducing me to the genre. Growing up in New York suburbs, I didn't listen to any country stations and ironically worked at a Connecticut one, 2012 to 2017. Learning names on TV, I still self-educate. Most of the early country songs I recall were from women. Shania's one of them. Faith Hill, Leanne Rimes, Leanne Womack are other examples. Garth Brooks and Billy Ray Cyrus are probably the first country names I recall. Then 2000s to 2010s would hear Lone Star, Carrie Underwood, Rascal Flatts, The Chicks, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks, Taylor Swift, and Lady A. Shifting a softer side of country, Shania Twain's writing innovated an adult pop genre, bridging family-friendly tunes and cool songs for young adult fans to enjoy. From this moment on, beautifully matched popular soundtrack orchestrations that films would produce to promote their movies. Come On Over is the best-selling female country album, female solo, and Canadian artist of all time. 12 out of the 16 singles spanned 1997 to 2000, solely written by Shania. I liked seeing her broaden country's branding outside of stereotypical roots. VH1 would air Behind the Music's biography constantly, replaying the commercial from this one album. Can't believe it's almost 30 years ago, pushing geographic boundaries out of Canada and transforming modern country sounds. On its 10th anniversary, Shania told Billboard in 2017, "From this moment on was a real departure that I never anticipated singing myself. I wrote that song without an instrument. I just wrote it in my head. I was writing that song, to be honest, thinking about Celine Dion and dreaming in my wildest dreams that she would record that song. And it was muttlange at the time that felt really, really strongly about it being on the album and that I had to be the one to record it. And I did argue about it. I thought, this really isn't a song for me. I'm not that type of singer. I didn't write it for myself. I was writing it more as a power ballad thing and thinking of it moving as a balladeer singing it." From this moment on was almost a duet, too. tweaked last minute, placing fellow country singer Brian White as a backup vocalist so Shania maintains solo empowerment. A separate version has just her. Either deliver a classic love pop ballad. Between 1997 to 1998, From This Moment On charted number 16 Top 40 Radio, number 6 Hot Country Songs, number 4 in Canada, number 1 in Canada and U.S. adult contemporary stations, and is Shania's 2011 memoir title. Number 7. Whose bed have your boots been under? Grateful as she was earning a commercial country contract, Shania's debut album missed the mark with fans. She was obligated singing music and filming videos the way Mercury Nashville wanted, not the demos. I've yet to hear any of those on TV or radio outside of Shania Twain interviews, barely cracking top 40 in Canada and the US. A Mercury Nashville employee called Shania after taking the time listening to the songs she did write. Robert John Muttlange, who had experience producing classic rockers up to the early 90s, always liked country music and saw how gorgeous Shania is. Professionally initiating a business call, Muff offered Shania a second trial, working a second album together. The Woman in Me came out 1995, and by the end of 1993, they got married. Partially eluding what people thought of their sudden marriage, Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under rejuvenated a traditional country angle. The vocal harmonies, fiddle, and common storyline calling out infidelity. That's Mutt harmonizing with his wife on the track. I love how they vocally call out the song title's wrongdoing in each chorus. It's disciplinary, old school country, and a little doo-wop. Reciting the different women's names in the verses reminds me of Dion's 1961 doo-wop hit, The Wanderer. You'll notice rock influence in the drums Mutt enhanced, fusing his experience and Shania's originality. Sweeping Best Country Album at the Grammys, Album of the Year at the ACMs, and Canada CMA Awards, The Woman in Me fulfilled Shania's dreams. In 1995, Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under charted number 31 on the Hot 100, number 11 Hot Country Singles, and is her first number 1 Canada country track for 2 weeks. Number 6. Forever and For Always. Shania Twain and Muttlange's son Asia was born in 2001, inspiring 2002's album, Up. She shared 2003's halftime show stage with No Doubt and Sting. Forever and For Always got played often, promoting both media. Taking time off as parents, tribulations consequently broke their partnership for good. Shania contracted Lyme's disease, severely affecting her vocal cords. Constricting speaking and singing, a greatest hits compilation was released 2004, Buying Time. Having a lower, raspier voice and no longer able to sing high notes, she's adapted a newer style, Getting By, crediting Lionel Richie in the process. Whether or not that caused Mutt to drift apart maritally, The World Shook 2008, exposing his affair with Mercury Nashville secretary Marie-Anne Thiebaud. Shania was blinded, not suspecting anything between them. She wasn't around the studio, but the hurtful reason of all, Marie-Anne had been her best friend since she started there. Frederick Thiebaud found about his wife's betrayal first, breaking the news to Shania privately. Amicably leaning on each other through divorces, one thing's left unchanged. Protecting Marie-Anne's identity, she's offline completely and presumably stuck around with Mutt in a Switzerland residence. Just a crazy state of affairs. Shania hasn't spoken to her since. Forever and For Always got a pop ballad presence, more so than country. I'm sure the context's gone sour into obscurity, worth bringing back as Shania amazingly persevering yet again. Between 2002 to 2003, Forever and For Always charted number 20 on the Hot 100, number 5 in Canada, number 4 Hot Country Singles, and number 1 U.S. Adult Contemporary for 6 weeks. Some grievance scorn tracks on Little Miss Twain are Right Time and I'd Be Loving Me. Number 5, The Woman in Me. This 1995 title track sounds like it was written during Mutt and Shania's newlywed era. I could picture a slow dance or singing to each other romantically in the arrangement. Very much constructed like a rock power ballad, and I got caught in its spell a few years back. CMT occasionally throws in older music videos in their daily morning marathons, and I just fell in love when The Woman in Me was featured one day. Seeing a younger pre-Come On Over Shania was nostalgic and intriguing seeing her sing slow-paced. Mixing piano, light drums, acoustic and squealing guitars, it's one of Shania Twain's underrated hits. She told Billboard the same in 2017 that The Woman in Me is one of her favorites and thinks the reason why it didn't do as good was because she wanted to record enough music that crowds would enjoy at concerts before going on tour. The chorus is, "The woman in me needs you to be the man in my arms to hold tenderly, 'cause I'm a woman in love and it's you I run to. Yeah, the woman in me needs the man in you." The single charted number 74 on the Hot 100, number 22 Canada Adult Contemporary, number 14 Hot Country Singles, and number 1 Canada Country. Nowadays, a different husband replaced the respected deserved affection, loving her back. Frederick Tybud married Shania in 2011, becoming Asia's stepfather, along with biological daughter Joanna, shared with Marie Ann. He was an executive at Nestle, and Shania credits his open communication is what led her to believe in love again. They're really cute together. Frederick tags along appearances, touring, adoring her sideline with the fans. 15 years later, Frederick got his own love songs by his talented wife. Little Miss Twain consists problematic, defending the means of their love story. It was a scary little thing, down the middle, and opening track, Stranger Things Have Happened Under the Sun. Number 4, That Don't Impress Me Much. Shania Twain's the type of cowgirl who's never had to flaunt her background. She authentically breeds it. As the internet started getting popular and entertainment news expanded on 90s TV, That Don't Impress Me Much came out the right time. The infamous line, "Okay, so you're Brad Pitt," was based on a real conversation Shania said. Told to Spotify in 2017, "I remember I had a girlfriend visiting me and it was near Christmas and we were baking cookies. I was writing this album and there was a scandal of Pitt and Gwyneth Paltrow where there was naked photos of him in Playgirl magazine, which Pitt later successfully sued for publishing the paparazzi photos. And this was like all the rage. I just thought, I don't know what all the fuss is about." I'm like, well, that don't impress me much. I mean, what is all the fuss? We see people naked every day. That's what I really thought. I wasn't picking on Brad Pitt, but that was just the association in that moment and things we make fusses about and whatever. Of course, it could have been any gorgeous guy. I had no idea about any of this, was way too young at the time. To fully convey showing off detracts the opposite in her mind, Shania humorously stops the pre-chorus with candid commentary. "Okay, so you're a rocket science. You got a car. So what do you think, you're Elvis or something?" I'm sure Mutt was impressed knowing this side of Shania, and if you're curious what she prefer, it's, "You've got the moves, but have you got the touch? Now don't get me wrong, yeah, I think you're alright, but that won't keep me warm in the middle of the night." When I first heard Ella Langley's "You Look Like You Love Me," instantly thought of That Don't Impress Me Much being the last time country radio played a song doing shtick. Ella's gorgeous. 2026 definitely her come on over period on Dandelion's endless success. Rolling Stone mentioned the comparison interviewing Shania recently. Even she gave a sign of approval. As Come On Over's sixth single into 1999, That Don't Impress Me Much charted number 8 in Canada, Adult Contemporary, number 7 on the Hot 100, number 2 Canada Country, and number 1 U.S. Hot Country Singles for 5 weeks. Embracing her full Canadian country roots, consumers can choose 3 different artwork of Little Miss Twain's new album. One is Shania sitting driver's side on a red pickup truck, alluding to Dirty Rosie calling dibs from anybody else driving it. Second cover pictures her sitting in between lumber, adorning tall boots and a cowgirl hat, a nod to her stepfather's lumber company. Third version's a close-up wearing a wool sweater with patterned patch jacket. Faded Blue Jeans is a track recalling a pair she held on to a while, featuring Queens of the Stone Age frontman Josh Homme. She really did a nice cathartic job on this record. Number 3. Any Man of Mine. One of the rock bands Mutt produced is AC/DC. I swear the fiddle riff in Any Man of Mine mimics the bagpipes they play. Fits with Shania's Irish dentistry and the drum tempo's We Will Rock You's Queen resemblance. Flipping those components in the verses to the twangy chorus, incredible trailblazing entrance. B-side to Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under, Any Man of Mine is Shania's first U.S. country number 1, also hit number 31 on the Hot 100. Following divorce, Mutt and Shania's music partnership ended. However, another man of hers helped on Little Miss Twain, their son Asia. He co-wrote Right Time with his mom and Toto's keyboardist David Pock, and sang with Tanyatucker on Little Miss Twain, narrating his grandmother's nurturing. Very sweet he's involved and musically interested like his parents. Asia's upbringing remains private. Would be cool if his name produces future artists. Other famous men cameo Little Miss Twain. Pop R&B songwriter Ray Parker Jr. co-wrote I'd Be Loving Me. Pop songwriter Justin Tranter co-wrote Quit My Life. Rolling Stones guitarist Ronnie Wood strums on gospel Take It to the River, serenaded by Americana soul couple The Warandtreaty. These guests dip multiple genres, spiritually taking listeners along the ride. Number 2, You're Still the One. One of the greatest love songs of all time, almost listed number 1 on this countdown. I'll explain why I changed my mind after. You're Still the One's perfect. A friend of mine's aunt had it for her wedding song. Radio spun it constantly. Ideal sing-along everyone loved. They say, I bet we'll never make it. But just look at us holding on. We're still together. Still going strong. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. The local adult contemporary station I grew up citing these Shania Twain songs is 100.7 WHUD, located in Dutchess County, New York, broadcasting for Westchester and Hudson Valley's counties. In 3 decades, You're Still the One is one of the few songs they don't play the radio edit. Fans and the DJs love the intro's spoken word Shania softly coos, segueing the piano riff other stations would start it. When I first saw you, I saw love. And the first time you touched me, I felt love. And after all this time, you're still the one I love. Lady A's pianist Dave Haywood goes along You're Still the One styling in his playing. That's probably why I love their music so much. On a separate note, I find it wild how many young female singers in the 90s married the older men who discovered them. Mariah Carey wed Sony CEO Tommy Tutola, 1993 to 1998, 21-year age difference. Celine Dion happily married her manager, Renee Angelil, 1993. 26 years apart, lasted until he passed 2016. Having said that, it's worked out for other music super couples still together. Beyonce and Jay-Z are together 25 years, married 18, 12 years apart. American Idol's fifth runner-up Katharine McPhee hitched David Foster 2019, a 35-year gap. Shania Twain and muttlange were 17 years apart. She was 28, he was 45, tying the knot December 28, 1993. At least Shania lucked out. Mutt would be in his fourth marriage if he and Marie-Anne Thiebaud are legally common law. You're Still the One won Best Country Song and Best Female Country Vocal Performance Grammys, Single of the Year at Canadian CMA Awards, and Billboard Music Awards Top Country Song. As Come On Over's third single in 1998, it charted number 7 in Canada, number 3 Top 40 Radio, number 2 on the Hot 100, number 1 Canada Adult Contemporary and Country, and U.S. Adult Contemporary for 8 weeks. The Hot 100 number 1 blocking was Next's hip-hop R&B one-hit wonder, Too Close. I'm guilty liking that song, though Shania deserved You're Still the One to be number 1. I try spreading out my selections releases for variety. These last 2 choices had to be from Come On Over. My number 1 choice's opening line, Let's Go Girls, is pop culture gold, has begun iHeartRadio's Women of Country intro for 8 years, and spoofed a classic rock music video from when Shania ventured out of high school. Topping our Shania Twain Top 10 is... Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Same effect as any man of mine's riffing, electric guitars vamp gender roles among society's radar. For that reason, queer communities bow down to Shania's bravery to not judge and enjoy yourself. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. And go totally crazy. Forget I'm a lady. Men's shirts, short skirts, really go wild. Yeah, doing it in style. Get in the action. Feel the attraction. Color my hair. Do what I dare. I want to be free. Yeah, to feel the way I feel. Man, I feel like a woman. A criticism Shania faced on her first album was not dressing conservatively. Man, I Feel Like a Woman's music video turned the tables, attributing Robert Palmer's model pose musicians from his 80s videos, Addicted to Love, I Didn't Mean to Turn You On, and Simply Irresistible. In Man, I Feel Like a Woman's video, male models stood behind. Shania was singing in front, wearing a white dress shirt, long jacket, black top hat, gradually stripping down until bearing a sexy black getup. I've always loved this. Canada named it Much More Music's Video of the Year in 2000. Track 15 on Little Miss Twain tones down the same message in Rock Stars, saying they never get older, and Quit My Life kind of recreates Man, I Feel Like a Woman's attitude, treating a lazy day. Speaking her mind, bettering herself and others, no woman's braved it strong like Shania. Spanning to 1999, recurrent on 90s, country, and female anthems, Man, I Feel Like a Woman won Best Country Vocal Performance at the Grammys, charted number 23 on the Hot 100, number 17 in Canada, number 16 Adult Contemporary, number 9 Canadian Adult Contemporary, number 2 Canadian Country Tracks, and number 1 in New Zealand. the reins, thanks for listening to this countdown episode. I hope you enjoyed my double coverage and want to know your Shania Twain memories. Comment on Music Media Review's social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Vote which album era your favorite song of hers on our Spotify mobile episode poll and YouTube channel. If you have any episode ideas you'd like me to discuss, email musicmediareviewpodcast@gmail.com. I'm Jess. Talk to you next week.